lost about half of his Medic Marine Force group. Those Hydralists are now speed upgraded, and they're marching towards towards Iris' base, and Iris might be in a little bit of trouble here. And those Medic Marines get surrounded by the Hydralists, and he's going to lose a bunch more. He's forced to pull out some from his bunker. He's managed to just about build a bunker, but that bunker isn't going to hold very long against this large group of Hydralists that are now streaming into Iris' base. Iris is really going to struggle to hold his defense here, but Kwanro is not able to get past that bunker. Iris brings a bunch of SCVs out to repair it. Kwanro loses a bunch of Hydralists and is forced to pull back. So Iris managed to get that bunker up in time. I thought Kwanro would be able to get past it with the large number of Hydralists that he had, but obviously that bunker proving a lot more effective than I'd anticipated, and that Kwanro had anticipated. Kwanro now once again pushing in, focusing that bunker down. Now the bunker goes down. SCVs in front of those Medic and Marine groups, but Kwanro has lost a lot of his Hydralists. He's got about one full control group left. He's got more reinforced driving, however. Iris only has got about 5 Marines left, but he still has, but he's able to hold Kwanro off, and Iris successfully defends Kwanro's Hydralists, and this is why, guys, this is why, as I said, Hydralists just aren't that effective against Medic and Marines. Medic and Marines are really strong against Hydralists, especially if you can micro them decently, and Kwanro's opening gambit I don't think has been successful. Iris, meanwhile, has got that starport up as well. He's now getting another bunker up. He's got a siege tank up, and once you've got that siege tank up, that makes it virtually impossible for those Hydralists to do anything. It looks like Kwanro is going to just have to be content to now try and take that expansion, but he's putting that third expansion down very late. He's putting it up in the 11 o'clock position at the top in front of the map, Iris, the science facility building. He's putting that expansion up very late because he went for this maneuver with the Hydralists, again, relying on it not being scouted and being a surprise maneuver, and unfortunately for him, it didn't work out. Again, I have to wonder if perhaps he was anticipating a mech build from Iris, and perhaps that's why he thought that this would be effective against him. I have to say, I'm really impressed with Iris. I was going to say in the beginning of the game how no one would have expected Iris to progress past Bisu. Iris is one of those players that I've always had a soft spot for. Kwanro now with some lurkers down outside of Iris' base just to try and slow that mid-game Terran push that should be coming. He has killed a decent number of Medic and Marines, which will also slow Iris down a little bit because he'll have a fewer amount of Medic and Marines to start with. But he doesn't need as many because Kwanro doesn't have any Mutalists, so he doesn't need as many Medic and Marines to protect his siege tanks when he does push out. Kwanro is, however, starting up his hive. He has been building that for a little bit now. And if he can get those defilers in play and transition into lurker link, he might still have a chance in this game. He has got those, as I said, he's got those lurkers positioned. He's guarding them with some Hydralists. Iris pushing out with a group of Medic Marines, just trying to push Kwanro back, but push right back into his choke by Kwanro. So Kwanro needs to keep Iris back, but Iris has now got a dropship out. I thought he would get a science vessel out to start with, but he's now got a dropship out, and this is going to be interesting. If Iris can do some damage here with this dropship, that would pretty much hamper Kwanro's efforts in a significant manner in this game. But yeah, no one would have expected Kwanro to get past Bisu, Iris to get past Bisu, and it just shows that Iris, he's always been an aggressive player, he's always been capable of showing some fantastic StarCraft, but recently he's developed what I would consider finesse. He played some great defense in this game, and he's going to just waltz right past that Overlord, which has seen that dropship, but it's not going to give Kwanro enough time to get anything back there. So that dropship is going to drop in Kwanro's base with impunity and potentially take out that Defiler mountain that is building, and that's going to hurt Kwanro big time. But Kwanro, meanwhile, is going for another all-in push here at Iris' choke. Iris defending in depth, again pulling back. We've seen how excellent his defense is. Kwanro is able to get those lurkers within range of the siege tanks. However, the siege tanks are probably going to get taken down. 2 of the siege tanks are down. Kwanro's got more defenses popping in his base. That third siege tank is critical. The third siege tank goes on as well, and now the lurkers are in play at Iris' natural expo. Iris is going to be forced to lift that command center. He's going to lose a bunch of SCVs to those lurkers. Meanwhile, Iris is killing all of Kwanro's main with his Medic and Marine group. The Queen's Nest goes down. The Defiler's Mount is already down. The Evolution Chamber might go down as well. He's got 3 Hydralists in there. He's going to lose those Hydralists. He's managed to save his command center, but meanwhile the lurkers are at Iris' ramp. Iris has got a siege tank out though, but that siege tank gets picked off quickly as well, and those lurkers are just so deadly on that ramp. However, Kwanro has lost his main. He's taken out Iris' natural expo, done a lot of damage to Iris, but he's lost his main. This is absolutely insane StarCraft, and this is why both these players are known for their aggression. Meanwhile, Kwanro has cleaned up his natural expo, so I guess Kwanro is actually going to win this game potentially because of his aggression. But Iris, you feel that if he holds here, he did lift that command center, but he lost a lot of SCVs in the process as well. I'm not sure how many drones Kwanro lost or whether he was able to ferry some of them away. Iris, meanwhile, is clearing out Kwanro's forces in his main. Just crazy StarCraft from both. And this is what we were talking about earlier when I read out that message. It's so hard to know which player is really ahead in a game like this when both players are trading blows because we don't have a goal count. Every time a player does something significant, it's hard to quantitatively and qualitatively measure how much ahead that puts them in the game. And you sort of have to kind of use your sense of how much damage each player has done and where they are in the position to try and calculate who you think is going to be ahead. Right now, I would say probably I would have to give the lead to Kwanro and give a significant lead to Kwanro because he does have that third expansion up at that 11 o'clock position that has been up for a while. Even though he doesn't have a massive army right now, And he did manage to thwart Iris' attack in his main. He did kill a lot of Iris' SCVs as well. Iris doesn't have a large army to speak of, though he has got a decent sized army now. So you would say that Kwanro would have a decent advantage in that, but Kwanro doesn't have any lurkers right now, and he's going to need them quite desperately. And of course Kwanro lost that Defiler Mount, which is absolutely critical as well. But he did do a lot of damage to Iris' natural exploit, which Iris held. So again, to be honest, I'm still on the fence, guys. I'm still on the fence. I think Iris, if he makes a push relatively quickly, he's going to be able to catch Kwanro off guard, and Iris has rebuilt his Medic and Marine group quite quickly, which of course Templar is able to do. And that egg, unfortunately for Kwanro, is going to get taken out popping in the middle of the map, and Kwanro just trying to position some lurkers around the middle of the map. But you can see Iris has got a very large army. Kwanro's got no army to speak of, and I guess he was really counting on that attack on Iris' base to really finish him off. And once he wasn't able to do that, Iris looks like he's in a decent enough position to push out, and actually Iris might end up taking his game, even though I felt Kwanro's attack was really successful. God, I'm really off my game today, guys, it has to be said. But Iris now once again coming in with another drop, it looks like, and again, I don't think Kwanro's going to be very prepared for this, as he wasn't for the last one. He has got 4 Hydras sitting in his main, however, this time around, and he should be able to defend decently against. He's now pulling more Hydralisk back into his main, and Iris is actually going to use that dropship quite cleverly to draw Kwanro's forces away from his front while he pushes and traverses his forces across that map. When Kwanro is going to be patting himself on the back for defending this, but meanwhile Iris is going to be knocking on his front door because Kwanro has pulled his entire army back into his main. Kwanro does have a couple of lurkers there, and with the Defiler Swarm is just able to hold Iris off. Remember, Kwanro doesn't even have a Spire as far as I can tell, so he's no way of sniping those Science Vessels and taking them down. Hydralisk can kill Science Vessels as well, but I just feel that it's much harder to snipe them if a Terran player defends them correctly against Hydralisk as opposed to, say, against Scourges. Kwanro desperately trying to get some defense up at that 11 o'clock position where Iris has diverted his forces towards that. I don't know if Kwanro's got a Nidus Canal up there, however, and he's only got the one lurker building there, and I don't think he's going to be able to defend that expansion, but he's bringing most of his forces around the back to try and combat Iris' Medic and Marine group. Iris is going to be forced to bunch his Medic and Marines up together to try and turn around, and Kwanro's doing a good job of just delaying Iris here. That's critical because it's going to give him time to get that lurker decently defended. Meanwhile, Iris pushing in all fronts, now attacking Kwanro's main, dropping with another Medic and Marine group, and this time Kwanro is going to lose a bunch of drones. That's going to be horrible for Kwanro. His lurker, his Hydralisk force also taking a lot of damage, and yeah, Kwanro actually looks like Iris is going to take this game. I'm going to have to say that at this point Iris has a decisive advantage. He's lost Kwanro's lost all of his Hydralisk. He's also lost all of the drones in his main, and yeah, Kwanro's going to lose. Kwanro looks like he's about, and the camera zooming in, classical dramatic fashion. And yeah, Kwanro looks like, and he's now lost the Extractor as well in his main. That third base is going to go down as well at the 11 o'clock position because Iris has broken through it, and Kwanro GG. So good play by Iris. Both players showing a lot of aggression in this game, and that's what they're renowned for, even though I have to say Iris defended brilliantly against Kwanro's push and held off just long enough and defended again against Kwanro's second attack, and he kept his cool throughout all that, and that's just his experience telling. I think a lesser player might have crumbled when they had lurkers on their ramp and in their main and no siege tanks to defend, but Iris held up quite well there. GG guys, this is Klazart, thanks for listening.
자, 두 선수의 호전적인 양상을 이번 첫 번째 경기에서